So you were one of the lucky few people that got yourself a PS5 on day one. Congratulations and welcome to the club. But now you're wondering, what kind of games can I get my PS5? Well, Project Tech Gaming has you covered. Here's our top 5 games that you should get on your PS5 right now. Before we start the video though, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and follow us on streaming services as well. And now, on to the video. So we're going to start off with a banger right now. If you've been living under a rock since like 2018, 1, welcome to a pandemic, and 2, you missed out on Sony's probably one of the best games of last generation. I'm talking about Santa Monica's 2018 God of War. This game is set in Norse mythology, and Kratos and his son Atreus set off on this journey to basically spread the remains of his deceased wife. Now, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're thinking about right now. This game is a PS4 game. What are you talking about? You're talking about PS5 games. Well, true, for sure. But on February 2nd, Santa Monica released patch 1.35, which basically is an optimized version of the PS4 game. So it gives players on PS5 a free version of an upgraded version of God of War. So with this update, the game runs at 4K at a synced 60 frames per second, making a game that's already beautiful as it is run and play even better. On top of that, this is just one of the free downloadable games that you can play out of the box if you buy PlayStation Plus. So along with the story and the amazing gameplay, you got yourself one hell of a game just to start off with the PS5. Now, if you're looking for a more cuter game to play, more platformy type of game to play, I think our number 4 is going to be right up your alley. Our number 4 is Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Sackboy: A Big Adventure keeps the charm of Little Big Planet, it keeps the platformy parts of Little Big Planet, and it just basically removes just the creative aspect to it. So you're basically playing this game that doesn't have the Little Big Planet like game, build, and share, create theme that, you know, the previous games had. So help Sackboy and his friends on this big adventure, colorful, challenging levels, and have yourself a great time pretty much in this game. You're playing this 3D side-scrolling adventure game with up to 3 players as you try to save Craftworld from Vex, who is kind of like this evil Oogie Boogie looking guy. Most of the challenge though comes from perfecting the time jumps that this game has and trying to find ways to get Dreamer orbs and, you know, hidden throughout the world, and it's just a fun game to just kind of explore, especially with some friends. Now, if you're looking for something lighthearted and something charming, this game is right up your alley, and it's perfect for, you know, playing with your friends or playing with your kids. Like, it's a perfect platforming game, and it just has a charm that you can't forget about. Now, if you really don't like yourself and you just want to really hate yourself for a little bit and you're not really into that cuteness and stuff like that, check out number 3. Initially released on February of 2009, Demon's Souls has never looked any better than this, honestly. This game has been redone from the ground up, so it's not a PS4 game initially kind of moving over to PS5. This is a full-fledged PS5 game, redone, remade from the ground up, and it still maintains that charm and, you know, Demon's Souls charm, I guess you can say. Everything that made the 2009 version so special. So in this action role-playing adventure game, made by Bluepoint Games, you're basically controlling a highly customizable avatar that you can customize, really detailed actually too. You can customize from, you know, top to bottom, and you're basically going through this world and you're putting your skills to the test with all these dragons, skeletons, soldiers, knights, anything that this game throws at you, and you're always living on the edge in this game. So you got to make sure that you come prepared, otherwise you're going to die and you're going to start all the way from the last previous save, and you're not going to have any souls. Souls are basically your money in a sense. So you use those souls to collect, to build your stats and to buy weapons and things like that. It's definitely an amazing game to start off with. I personally did not finish Demon's Souls, never quite really clicked for me. I'm more of a Bloodborne guy, to be honest, but if dragons and knights are your thing, then I highly recommend getting Demon's Souls for sure. This game is not one to miss, regardless of how difficult the game is. Alright, so let's say you don't have the money to spend on a game at this very moment. You just bought a PS5 and you're like, all right, I can't spend any more money. There's still a game out there for you. So this game is basically installed into the PS5. So as soon as you turn on your PS5, you boot up your PS5, it is right there for you to start up. Our number 2 on our list is Astro's Playroom. Astro's Playroom is similar to Sackboy: Big Adventure, where it's like a 3D side-scrolling game. But what sets it really apart, though, is just how PlayStation-centric it is. And this team has made a celebratory game for PlayStation fans. So if you've been a PlayStation fan for quite some time, this game is going to be for you. You're going to notice a lot of these Easter eggs that this game has to offer all throughout the game. And it's another platformer, so you're running around trying to grab different types of things based off of PlayStation, whether it's the PlayStation Move controller, whether it's the PS3 controller, whether it's the PlayStation Eye. There's always something here that can kind of jolt your nostalgia, and it gives you that kind of sense of exploration, and you don't typically get from other platformers. So because this game is tied with Sony's history so well, you feel as if it's like a disservice if you don't look around and explore every nook and cranny that this game has to offer. This game is set basically inside your PS5. So you're going inside, like, let's say your CPU, your SSD, you're going into your memory, your RAM, and it kind of gives you like a, like a cartoony representation of what's inside your PS5. The game also has probably the best experience that you'll have with your DualSense controller. So basically, anything as far as like tugging on a bow, you'll feel on your R2 triggers. If you're using a spring, you'll feel like the pressure of the spring as you leap through any obstacles. You can hear and feel like soft taps as Astro is walking through different type of surfaces. So if he's walking through metal surfaces, you'll feel like a little tapping sensation. If he's walking through sand, you'll feel like more of a rough sensation. So there's that sense of versatility and feeling when you're playing this game. Everything is used in an amazing way to help you feel what really impressive tech is built into this controller, honestly. And the best part about this game, it's free. You have no ties to it. You boot up your PS5 and you give it a try. If you don't like it, you delete it. But it's a free game, and it's a great way to try your DualSense, and it's actually a really good game. You'll probably have like 5 hours or so with this game, and that's even including getting the trophies. So if you're a trophy fanatic, then easy trophy platinum right there, and you'll have a blast doing it as well. So you need to check this game out. And finally, our number 1 on our top 5 games to play right now on PS5. Check it out. Our number 1 on our top 5 games to play for PS5 right now is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Sony wanted to give a statement by starting off the launch of the PS5 with one of their biggest flagship exclusives like Spider-Man. It really does tell you as a consumer what to expect from Sony's AAA lineup moving forward from here, like in the future, at least from 2021 to 2022, because this game is one of the best AAA launch games you'll ever have on Sony's systems right now. This game shows you just how well Insomniac Games is taking care of the Spider-Man IP. Not only does Miles Morales improve on everything that the previous game had, as far as like little small issues that it had in its predecessor, it also does away with cutting like the fat basically and condensing the game into a more shorter experience, but still giving you that satisfying, lengthy campaign that you desire from a Spider-Man game. It took me over, I would say, maybe 35 hours to beat this game, and that is including the platinum as well, which I had a blast playing. I played the campaign twice, so I'm not really counting playing the campaign twice, but I'm just counting in general as my first playthrough. It took me about 35 hours to complete the game, which is still pretty lengthy for a game that is, again, condensed. The swinging mechanics in this game are probably the best mechanics ever in a Spider-Man game, including with the haptic feedback from the DualSense. You'll feel each pull, you'll feel each tug from the webs as you're swinging across New York City. Mind you, this is more of a wintry New York City this time, so it's probably the same map, to be honest, just with a little bit of different things here and there, but it's just more of a wintry look to it, which is still pretty cool. Now, the haptic feedback and triggers don't really change much in the game, honestly, as you're playing, but it's still a nice touch regardless. What made this game our number one choice for PS5 is just how the storytelling is so well done with Miles Morales. It's not an easy task for him, you can tell throughout the game, where he's trying to become, he's trying to be an ordinary kid, but at the same time he's trying to save New York City, and the responsibility of taking care of the city on his own while Peter is away, it definitely takes a toll on him. But Miles is learning as he goes, which is also pretty cool in this game, where he's trying to understand who he is as a person, but also who he is as Spider-Man, and that's kind of like his dilemma as you're going and playing through the game. You see the growth in Miles from his swinging to the choices that he makes in the game, and I think it's really cool how much detail they put into the stories, into Miles Morales' story and as a person as well. I also enjoyed this game's representation of the Black and Spanish community and how well they captured Harlem and New York City by just giving you the taste of like what it's like walking through the neighborhood. You see people dancing bachata, Puerto Rican flags represented all over Harlem, and it gives you a little touch of like what Spanish Harlem really is. So you can definitely tell that they put a lot of research, they put a lot of effort into making Harlem feel alive. And as a Spanish person myself, I've never felt like a game really gave me that representation of my culture. So this game really heightened that feel for me because it's never been done before in my eyes. It's never been done where I see a Puerto Rican flag represented so well in a game. It's never been something that I really cared for, but this game has made me care for it in a way that I never thought I would. And it's powerful. You can definitely see the change in walking through Harlem, and you start seeing people dancing bachata and speaking Spanish, and they have actual Spanish people kind of portraying these actors. So they put a lot of effort into this, and you could definitely see the representation and the culture. So I definitely recommend this game, not only just for how much time they put into it, and obviously it's Spider-Man, you're gonna have a blast playing, swinging around Harlem, but the story, the gameplay, the amount of customizations that you have with your character as far as like costumes go, everything is a well-rounded package that you can't get anywhere else. All right, there you have it. That's our top 5 games that you should play right now on PS5. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let us know what you think about our channel. Give us a like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Project Tech G. Follow us on our YouTube channel, and also follow us on our streaming services as well, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us a like, give us a share. Anything's appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Until next time. See ya.